I'm Sid.
And today we are telling you guys our coming out story. A lot of you guys have been asking us on TikTok and on YouTube about like how we came out, how our friends and family reacted to it. So today we're giving you the inside scoop. Period.
Do you want to start?
Sure. So coming out story, I guess I'll start by saying when I realized I was attracted to women. I remember being very young and always thinking women were beautiful, and I always admired a lot of older women. And I just was like, I don't know, they're just gorgeous and they're amazing, they're strong and they're powerful. And I remember having like minor crushes in middle school. And I will never forget these girls, Bessie and Genesis. I'm still friends with Genesis.
Oh, what? Like you're gonna just name drop?
I mean, we don't have to, we could believe it if we want, but Genesis, I know she doesn't care. I still follow her. Hey, Genesis. She was the first girl that I ever kissed, and we're still really good friends, and she taught me how to do things with girls. I don't know if you put that on there or not, but yeah, she was a really big influence in my life, and I remember saying like, I want to be like them. Like, I want to be bold and unapologetic and myself and just live in my truth, and that's what I did, and I think it was 6th or 7th grade. And then after that, when I got to high school, I remember having a crush on my dance team captain. And I called my best friend Yan, and I was like, I think I like women. Like, I think I'm gay. Like, and she wasn't even like, you know, she was attractive, but she wasn't like just the most beautiful girl in the world. But it was like the way she carried herself, the way she like, her boss mentality, like when she was teaching all of us what to do, like that was such a turn on for me. And I think that's when it clicked in my head, like, yeah, I really like women. And yeah, from there, I had like my first girlfriend in high school. I had a few more girlfriends, and then out of high school is when I got into a serious relationship. And from there, I mean, I dated men in high school, but it was never really serious. And I remember the last time I dated a man, I asked him, what do you want to be when you grow up? And this was in high school. Or the last relationship in high school with a man. He was like, I want to be a hustler. I was like, I was like, that's it for me.
That was the end of it.
That was the end of it for me. And then I did.
That is so funny.
I know.
That is something, yeah, I would also be turned off by that.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Anyways.
I knew what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be and what I wanted to pursue. Like, I just knew that I just knew I wanted my person to have an idea of what they wanted to do, not just be a hustler.
I mean, you are a hustler, but like, not a hustler.
Yeah, it was like,
it was like, okay,
drugs or what?
It's like, I feel like people say that and then they're not really doing anything.
Right.
Like, specifically men.
Yeah. But after that, I dated this one guy in New York, and I just was like, I felt like I was with him because he looked good and we looked good together. We looked super good together. And guys, she's upset.
It's in your hair.
Okay, well, you should have slapped that. After that, I was just like, bro, I like women, bro. And I used to always say like, I'm bisexual because it felt safe for me to say that. Like, people didn't question like if guys are like, oh, so you like women? But do you like men too? Like, I always felt like, let me just say yes. Like, just to, you know, not get into that. But now I'm comfortable with saying I'm a queer woman, lesbian woman, and yeah.
Okay, so for me, I had like a similar experience where like I would have like crushes on girls, but I didn't realize it was a crush. I thought it was just like, oh my gosh, I think she's so cool. And I remember this one girl in middle school that I don't know if I would say I was obsessed with her, but she's definitely, yeah, I don't know if I would say I was obsessed with her, but she was definitely someone like that I realize now that I had a crush on. And so I don't know the turning point, I guess. And then, so that was in middle school. And then in high school, yeah, that was when I started really understanding like that I found women like attractive and not just pretty. And that was like the first time I've ever had more than a friendship interaction with a woman or a girl at that time. And then yeah, and then I got to college and I had a girlfriend there, but it wasn't like, it was like kind of like on the DL. Anyways, yeah, it wasn't as serious as me and Raquel's relationship. But yeah, that was the time where I realized that I could develop feelings for a woman. But throughout all of that, like I was primarily dating men, and having like relations with men. And so, yeah, it wasn't until recently where I felt more open and comfortable with my sexuality. And, but in college, I actually did tell a couple people that I was like dating a girl. I told my best friend at the time and she didn't care. And then I actually told my parents that I had a girlfriend. And they were like, basically just telling me that it was a phase and like was kind of brushing it off. And so it wasn't like a terrible negative reaction that I know that a lot of people get, but it just still wasn't the reaction that I was looking for. So I was definitely upset about that for a long time. And then, yeah, so that was really the last time I think I had like looked at girls more than a friend. So that was in college. I was like sophomore year of college. And then, yeah, through college, I was just dating men. After college, I had a boyfriend, as y'all know, for like almost 3 years. But towards the end, or like at the end of our relationship, is when I realized that, yeah, I liked women more than I thought I did. I don't know if I would say I was suppressing the feelings, but when I'm in a relationship with someone, like I don't really think about anybody else in that way, in that manner. So like when I saw Raquel, like I wasn't like, oh my gosh, like the things I would do to her. Or anyone, like boys and girls. So I feel like after I kind of broke up with him or like checked out of that relationship is when I was like realizing like, oh my gosh, like women are so beautiful. Even when I was dating him though, I felt like I was always saying like, I've always found women more attractive than men overall. But I still would say that I'm bisexual at this point in time, but it could change. I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, like, sometimes there's like an in-between stage, like before converting to lesbian.
Yeah.
And I've heard, like, she just said that, and then I've heard other people say that too, so, I mean, you never know. But for right now, I'm still bisexual, but like I said, when I'm in a relationship, I don't really look at anyone else besides my partner in that way, so.
Yeah.
I'm lesbian right now.
Period. I love that term. I wanted to just say that sexuality is, what do they say? Like it's a, not spectrum.
Fluid.
It's fluid. There's a word that I was gonna say. Yeah, sexuality is fluid basically. Like I still see men and I'm like, oh, he's attractive, but I'm not sexually attracted. Like I'm not like, ooh, the things I would do to him. But yeah. What was the experience that made you say, I think I really like her? Tell us about that! What was that experience?
That's for our subscribers.
Okay.
I will say though, what will I say? On her last FCS trip,
The one before last.
not Aruba, but the one before, is when I realized, and that's all.
That's it. That's it, and that's all. Okay, so how was it, I guess, telling your parents now?
Oh yeah.
But were you nervous to tell them because the first time was a bad reaction?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
Yes, I was definitely nervous. My mom actually figured it out before I told her.
Which is so crazy.
Which is so crazy.
I remember you told me that.
Yeah, because we had a big group of friends last year that we would always hang out with, and majority of the people in that group, if not all, were queer. And so whenever I would post like pictures and videos with them, like she would see it because she's on social media. She's a cool mom. And there was one day she just came out of the blue and was like, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And I was like, "What?" And it was like when me and Kelly just started like dating, I think. And so I was like, "What are you talking about?" So I didn't tell her right then and there when she said it, because we weren't serious yet anyway, so I wasn't lying at that time. And then so this was right before I turned 25, and I had what is it called? My frontal lobe developed. I don't know, that happened. That's like a thing apparently, like where when you turn 25, you just see the world differently. You got it? Mm-hmm. Okay. You see the world differently, and so I was having that moment. It was like a week straight where I was crying every day. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with my life," and I was like, Ugh. And this is when we were serious. I just really didn't know what I was doing with my life, because I know that I don't want to be a 9-to-5 girly forever. And so I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was having breakdowns, and she was out of town. Were you out of town?
No, I was there for you when you were having your breakdowns.
Oh, well, you weren't here when I asked my mom to come over.
Right, because you asked for space because you were trying to figure things out.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. This was the time where both of us, because remember, we didn't start off as wanting to be serious together. Mm-hmm. So that was when I was like, I don't know what to do with us two, like, because she was supposed to be moving to LA, and it was like a whole thing. And so it was that on top of not knowing what I wanted to do career-wise and just life in general. And so, I asked for some space from her, so she wasn't here at my house. And then when that happened, when she left, I like was bawling, crying. Like, I called my mom to come over, which I rarely do, if ever. And so my mom came over, and I think she slept over at my house, which, that was the only time she's ever slept over here. And I was like, I just vented and told her everything. So I told her, that's how I told her about Raquel. And
what did you say?
I don't remember.
You said I like one of my friends.
Okay, then why'd you ask me?
I wanted to see if you remember.
I didn't remember.
And you said, but she's moving to LA. And then your mom was like, well, y'all can visit each other.
Yeah, I told my mom the whole situation, including, she was my friend and that she's moving to LA. And then my mom was like, it's fine, girl, calm down. So that's what I told my mom. And I didn't tell my dad until like maybe a whole month later, because I was so nervous to tell my dad. And because I'm a daddy's girl. And I don't know why I was so nervous. I guess I just had no idea how he was going to react, because like I said, I already told both of them the first time, and I didn't get the reaction that I wanted, so maybe that's why I was so nervous. Mm-hmm. But I finally told him. It was after my brother's basketball game, and I told him, I was like, I need to talk to you about something. So I went in his car, and I told him, and he was like, oh yeah, I already knew that. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, y'all are always together. And I was like, okay, well and he was like, is that it? I was like, yeah.
But then he said, like, I still love you or something.
Oh yeah, she remembered everything. She remembers every single detail. Yeah, he was like, as long as you're happy, and I still love you, and all that gushy mushy stuff.
And you cried.
Did I cry?
You told me you cried.
Okay, I cried. She should just tell the story.
She just told the story.
And so that's how I told my parents, and then I told like an older person in my family about it, and that was the only negative reaction that I've gotten, but it hasn't been too bad. Like, she just says she doesn't understand it. She's very religious, so y'all know how that goes. But it wasn't bad. Like, she still loves both of us, and she still talks to Raquel. She at first didn't want to talk to Raquel barely, or wasn't really nice to her the first time, but it's been better. They talked at the last family function, so it's okay now.
Once people get to know me, they love me. What's not to love?
And the thing is, she's literally exactly like my mom. So Raquel is exactly like my mom. So Yeah.
You know, they always
if you like
say,
my mom, you're gonna like her.
Yeah, they always say you marry someone like your mom or like your dad. So.
Well, I'm marrying my mom.
Okay. I'm just kidding. Okay, how'd your friends react?
I feel like friends, like, if they're like real friends, like, they shouldn't have a reaction. And none of my friends did. There was no like negative reaction. The only thing it's been like, they asked like, how's it been? Like, what's the difference between like guys and girls? And I think we answered that on our Q&A, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's like their main concern. But other than that, they don't really care. They're not like, oh my gosh, what?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone loves Raquel, so all my friends love her.
Okay, so on my side, my dad passed away when I was young. I don't know, I was like 18 or 19. And my mom is religious as well. She's Jamaican, so she really didn't take it well. The first time I told her, or I never even actually told her, like it was getting to her. Like I think my sister.
Oh my gosh.
I think my sister actually told my mom. I don't remember. Anyways, information was getting out there to my mom. Like she had seen a lot of stuff and she was saying the F word. And I was like, stop saying that word. And she was like, F word, F word, F word. And I was like, if you say it again, I'm going to hang up. And she said it and I hung up. And then she texted me and she was like, if you are that way, I don't want to hear about it. And we just never talked about it for years. And then, I don't know, maybe 8 years later, like, people were talking to my mom about it again, but we posted our YouTube video, and my mom sent me a video of her watching it. It was the one to Aruba, so I knew she saw it. And maybe like a month later, I was at home, and she was like, "I need to talk to you. It's serious business." And I was like, she was like, "Do you know what an F word is?" And I was like, "I already told you to stop using that word." And she was like, "Well, if you, this is how we say it in Jamaica." And I'm like, this ain't Jamaica. This is America. You better stop because somebody gonna whoop your ass. But she basically was like, you know, if you are that way, I still love you. You're my daughter. She just wanted to understand like how and why like it happened. And I just kind of realized that with me and my mom, I love my mom. She has supported me like career-wise throughout my whole life. Like she put me in anything I wanted to do, and I am who I am today. Not solely because of her, but because of the things that I was able to do and the things I was able to learn and explore. But I just know we're never going to see eye to eye on certain things, and I just like leave it at that. But I was happy for her to say like, I still love and accept you because, baby, I'm married her, period. My sister really didn't care. Me and my brother don't really talk like that. My best friends, I treat them as my family. My close friends are my family. They all love and accept me. No one's judged me. I had one friend, or probably wouldn't even really consider her a friend, associate, who was like, "You're so beautiful. Like, why shouldn't you just be with a man and just like have him pay all your bills?" And I'm like, baby, I am the man and I'm paying the bills, period. But yeah, that's my coming out story.
I also have a little brother, and he is 8 years younger than me, and he's going to college this year. And yeah, I told him after my mom. I told him, my mom, then my brother, then my dad. And we were sitting on this couch, and he was playing a video game at my house, and Raquel was upstairs, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna tell him right now, because I think we were dating for a couple months, or we were already dating, officially girlfriends at that point. And so I was like, so, you know that's my girlfriend upstairs? And then he was like, what? He was like, are you serious? He thought I was kidding. Like, he thought I was joking with him. And I was like, no, I'm so serious. And then he was like, what did he say? Because
I think he said he dabbed you up. Or at first he was like, nah, and then he dabbed you up.
That's what happened. Yeah, I just remember that he thought I was, like, not serious. And then, yeah, now he knows, obviously. But yeah, that's how that reaction went. Okay.
It's her coming out story. I guess I just kind of wanted to say, if anybody out there is thinking of coming out, listen to your heart. I would say do the inner work, the self-work, maybe journal about it, read about it, do your research about it. You don't have to come out if you don't want to. You could just be who you are and let that be okay with the world. But yeah, if you are, like, talk to somebody close to you, a friend, best friend, family member, whoever you feel comfortable with, and do it at your own timing if that's what you wish to do.
And I was gonna say, like, I feel like a lot of time a lot of the time you make it worse in your head. Like, it's not gonna be as bad as you think it is. Like me with my dad, like it wasn't as bad. But I mean, at the same time, like, I know that was not everyone's experience. Like, I know that there's a lot of family members and friends that will, like, kick you out or react way worse than my family did. So we're here for you if you are scared that something's gonna happen to you after. There's shelters for that. But yeah, I think a lot of the time, but not all the time, unfortunately, it's worse in your head than it's actually gonna be.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to be you, because the world is gonna love you, and who's supposed to be in your life is going to love you. And there's always gonna be a way out of something that you think there's no way out of.
Anything else?
That's our coming out story. If we missed anything, let us know. We'll answer it. If you guys want to see more of these videos, do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Show us some love on Instagram because we're trying to get them followers up, baby. So follow us at Sid and Kelly.
I'm gonna put it here.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
I love you.